pleasant good afternoon to you. It's really very, very pleasant as comparison to this morning when it was maybe a little overcast and a little iffy in the weather. But now we have excellent conditions for the second semi-final. St. Lucia Blast 2021, sponsored by Dream 11 as the main sponsor. We've had one result already with the semi-final win going to the Miko Eagles, and semi-final upcoming for a spot in the final. And of course, there'll be a third place playoff, fourth place for the two losers. So shows that Clayport South Castries, I think the toss is about to be decided. Let's join our match referee.
Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to the second match in today's semi-finals day at the Dream 11 T10 Blast at the Darren Sammy Stadium. Our two captains and two teams, Johnson Charles from South Castries South and Vince Smith from Sozel. And Johnson as a home team captain. Go ahead, Johnson. It is tails. So Johnson, it's tails. Johnson has won the toss.
I saw a very big smile, Johnson.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have a bowl first and try to restrict them, make sure we, do what we want to do, execute our plans, and hopefully get them restricted to a low total and make sure we chase it down.
Any changes to your team today?
We have two changes. Leo is back, Noel Leo is back, and Nixon Edman is back, and we've let go Aaron Joseph and Inglis.
You just saw the last match there. Any tips from that?
Definitely, I've seen a few things. So, I don't want to reveal what I've seen, but I'm definitely looking at what I saw and gonna use it.
Congratulations, all the best.
Thank you,
Vince. All right. So, what's your plan now?
Well, it's to get a lot of runs in 10 overs and just go out there and bowl them out.
Obviously, yeah, just as Johnson, you saw the last match. You got any tips from the pitch on how to move forward here?
Yeah, the pitch has a lot of runs in it, so you just have to go out there and execute and then just move forward.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
Before we go, any changes to your team?
Not as yet, no. Same team.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
Well, Johnson Charles very happy. You can see the smile in his face. Winning the toss and deciding, Greg, that they were going to bowl for us and saying that he had two changes. For example, Leo is back.
Yes, Leo is in. Aaron Joseph is out and Wendell Inglis. So the team, you have Johnson Charles as the captain, Romario Simmons, Colinius Calendar, Xavier Gabriel, Daniel Jabatis, Kemal Charles, Noel Leo, Wade Clovis, Chauvin Leo, Nixon Edmonds, and Alvinius Calendar. And for the Choiseul Clayports, Jason Simon, Junior Henry, Audie Alexander, Valence, Setage, Vince Smith, who is the captain, Nick Joseph, Alvina Simon, Canis Richardson, Stefan Theophane, Clem Centros, and Skylar Faye.
Montebes continues to be hurt. How much of a loss to the Coalports, Montebes?
Well, they certainly would be missing him in the fast bowling department in terms of the execution of the Yorkers, the bowling at the depth. He's one of those bowlers who is very adept to bowling at the depth, and he certainly is a strong low-order batter as well.
Well, I don't know if the producers got the highlights of the last game. We can certainly show some of the highlights with the Miko team winning very, very easily. Very easily. But the focus is on this semi-final, as we told you. The South Castries Lions winning the toss and deciding to bowl. But that's the highlights of some of the hitting by Castries opener. And we had a very good display. Very good display. The shots. And yet, Greg, you know, this was a very measured approach.
Yes, very measured indeed, especially the batting of Moving Wells. We saw him very circumspect in the beginning of his innings. We were saying that very slow going by him, but what he was doing, turning the strike over to Sherwin Charles, was the more aggressive of the two. And towards the back end of his inning, we really saw him pick up the pace and had a really good contribution towards the winning total.
So they, like Monrepo, was off to 50 odd of the first 5, but unlike Monrepo, they didn't then lose a bunch of wickets.
Yeah, Monrepo somehow really lost their way in the last 5 overs at the halfway mark. They were in a comfortable position, as you indicate. They had only lost just 1 wicket, and the inning just stalled and it was going nowhere. And they were bogged down, and Sammy and the Eagles restricted them to just 80 runs, which proved in the end really was not a competitive total at all.
Well, Sammy steering the first delivery. And we're back to live, and it's going to be Shoshel Cole Potts taking strikes sent in. What kind of fortune they're going to have. This is a semi-final. You really need your A game here. Oli Alexander again opening the wicket, and he's played that role very well.
Yes, Odi for me is a good revelation for this tournament. He and Junior Henry, they have batted admirably. They have really put their team in a very good opening position in just about every game that they have opened.
Yeah, they bat well together. Seem to have a good understanding. When you start well, you kind of develop a special relationship. Greenwich and Fredericks had a special relationship. Haynes and Greenwich, you go back to Stallmeyer and Ray. Very important. Hutton and Washbrook. Can name a few. Very good opening. So the commentary box then will host the start. We're just waiting for the time to come up to the appropriate starting time. We still have about 2 minutes. How you read the pitch today?
It has played well. A fair bit of carry, good bounce, good for stroke play. Just that some of the batters, especially when Craig Emmanuel batted, I thought he went a bit too hard at some of the deliveries and really lost his shape and did not make contact. But all in all, the wicket has played well.
When this ground was first opened, we had a square which was a bit of a slow dog. What did Ken Crafton do?
Well, I think they have dug the square on 2 occasions. Just last year, the square, there was resurfacing of the square, and it appears to be much quicker this time around still.
Well, South Africa playing the West Indies here at the Darren Sammy on the 10th of June, and it's going to suit the fast bowlers. So South Africa's got a pretty good lineup led by Rabada, and the West Indies will be hoping that Gabriel can get really fit and get really loose and be ready. He doesn't seem to be ready against Sri Lanka, and he plays that off the back foot, getting it to third man. So Alexander is in strike as Henry is 1. Lefty, flowing shots. quiet. This is a vaccination center today, but those who've had their vaccines have probably gone back to work. We had a day where there were some 50 people after being vaccinated, decided that they'll take a seat in the Charles stand. That's outside the leg stump and called wide. So 1 to the total, 2 without loss. But these tend to score quite quickly. Runs on the board is runs on the board, and they will want to do much better than the Monrepo Stars because they only got 80 for 5 of 10. Nice steering shot, just back and opening the face. As the strike is rotated once more, goes to 3 without loss. And taking their time, Greg, and having a good sighter.
This is about one of the slowest starts we have seen from them. We have not seen any shot in anger as yet.
Well, speak too much, too fast. That's the first shot in anger. It went very quickly away. It was pitched up, and he just had a high back lift and a nice swing of the bat as it came down and down to the boundary for 4. So we were just saying it was being quiet. Is unlike them. But Henry is 5, Alexander's 1, 7 without loss. But they probably have a game plan. That's a very wide first slip. As that's down the leg side, and it will be called wide. No pressure there. Giving away easy wide. He's going back to Sparky. He's had a couple of good figures. Picked up a couple of wickets. Mopped his brow. And he races in. And that's Henry. Loving it. And Alexander charging down, had to hurry back. Strong looking, muscular delivery by Henry. So the opening sparring, this of course, we're in the first over. We have 4 deliveries. It's 8 without loss. As Henry goes and cracks that away through the covers for 4. Beautiful shot. So we have seen 2 boundaries in this over. 1 wide of long on, but it was really a mid-on position. The fielder was that, and that was played handsomely off the back foot through the covers. 2 boundaries in this over, Greg. There's 12 without loss, and Henry's 9.
Yes, well executed there by Henry. Chapatis on this location just shot outside the off stump, and as you did, Red's a real cracking shot for the covers.
Yes. He waits once more what shot he will play. He plays defensively, well bowled. Just on a good length. No room to play off the back foot or on the front foot. So he finishes well, but he still conceded 12 off the over. The Colports are 12 without loss. Well, they would have seen what Monrepo did not do, and they would probably be saying, look, we've really got to put 100 plus on the board if we want to be competitive.
Yes, good start to the inning by these two. If we were to look at what happened in the first game, Red, the first 2 overs, that of the Monrepo Stars, just 10 came off the over, and the Miko Eagles 8, so they won 12. They had a much better start than the 2 previous innings that we saw.
So Gabriel to move in from the far end. He's going to bowl over the wicket to the left-handed Alexander, and he hikes that away. I would think he'd probably looking to hit that a lot squarer. Peel off the face of the bat and bisecting the man right back on the rope. And the man at the backward point position. So he picks up the scoring also, moves to 5, his first boundary. Henry has got 2, and a total of 15 without loss. 15 without loss. I suppose before the start of this game, the betting favorites might have been South Castries, but so much depends to me on Johnson Charles.
Yes, a lot will be depending on Johnson Charles batting.
Well, he's the keeper here, lifting delivery turned away, out towards square leg. And they take a very good single. Nice footwork there by Alexander. Rolls on to 6-9 to Henry. It's not.
तो जो भी लाइव पे हैं सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है कि लाइव को लाइक जरूर करें, अपने सपोर्ट बनाए रखें, ऐसे ही प्यार एंड सपोर्ट बनाए रखें। तो 5 लाइव व्यूअर सभी का वेलकम है। तो सभी का वेलकम है। कमेंट करिए सभी के सभी जो भी लाइव पे हैं अपने, तो अपने बात करते हैं। तो हमारा थोड़ा वॉइस है वो थोड़ा सा अजीब सा आ रहा होगा, तो उसके लिए सॉरी, क्योंकि देखो अपना जो लाइक कर दीजिए, लाइक वीडियो को लाइक जरूर करिए।
And this one just going to the right. On this occasion, Xavier Gabriel just pitching outside of some sort of back of a length, and this one just moved away from Henry, but was safe in the end.
Gabriel on the leg side, and you can guess. You can guess that a wide is being called. 24 without loss. Good going, good platform. How far they will get, that's the important thing. They really need to get, we feel in the commentary box, beyond 110 or thereabouts to make it a real competitive game. That's nicely picked up on the leg stump, and he just got in and just glided it. Didn't hit it all that hard, hitting the face of the bat as Henry moves to 18. Normally, Alexander tends to be outscoring him. But there was a previous match where he had the head start and Alexander got going. They both were level pegging. Well, they are not. Henry's 18 with that boundary, 28 without loss.
Yes, the completion of a good successful over. Some 16 runs coming off the over. So with a current rate of 14 after 2 reds, they would be quite happy with the position.
Yes. Baptiste has conceded 12. And this is first delivery outside the off stump. Played out of a square position. So Henry's 18 of 8. Alexander 7 of 4. We have another injury. Someone is saying bring a towel.
It's like Colinia's calendar.
Did the ball jump up and hit him in his face or something? Seemed to be holding his nose. Let's hope there's It's not a bad cut or anything like that. So the play momentarily held up as Canada gets a bit of water, maybe just to wash his face and wash away what little blood might have come. He can't pick it up from here, but he's gonna stay in the field where we had a situation where Travis Gifford was hurt and never returned. So he's not going off, Greg.
Yeah, it seems to be a little more serious than we thought, Reds.
Yes, well, there's a medical room, there's a nurse in place, and she would have her nursing bag. So play about to resume with Alexander and 7. We're in the third of a 2.1. Brilliant sunshine. That will bring in Jean-Baptiste. 12 in the first over, and that's a wide in this over. And the total inches up on 29 for 1. If you're a football fan, the European final will be played in Portugal, not in England. They were hoping it would be played at Wembley. Originally for Turkey, but that was changed. Just shuffling behind that and playing a shot, pushing it down towards cover and running with the shot, not admiring it. 8 Alexander, Henry is 18, and it's 30 without loss. 30 without loss. See that the third man for Henry is coming in, and the long one goes out, and capering for the strength of each player, no doubt. 30 without loss. This is over number 3, and Henry looks to hammer it off the back foot. Good carry to Johnson Charles. Took it about chin high, standing there. The shoulders. Justin Charles has always been a nicely muscled person. Was very happy when he won the toss. Immediately he says, "We will bowl." He's standing back. And that goes right through him. He was so late on the shot. Pitched up the perfect kind of delivery. And by the time he came down on it, Henry bowled for 18. And it's 30 for 1. Well bowled indeed.
Yes, good execution of the Yorker there by Jean-Baptiste. Henry coming down lit on this one, and the off stump was struck Reds. So good bowling indeed there by Jean-Baptiste.
Yep, it really almost surprised him, but he was very late, and the bat was in a kind of an angle. It wasn't a man with the bat facing the bowler, so he was not in a position even to get a bit of the bat onto it that might have just helped him. So good wicket there by Jean-Baptiste. They needed it. 30 for 1. Just needs to build a little bit of pressure. There's always a pressure on the new batsman coming in. And Alexander chatting with his new partner. He's been quite quiet, Alexander. He's only 8. And Roland Cox tells me that Alexander has had 8 from some 6 balls. So we're not getting the strike. Simon comes to partner Alexander. Simon, a right-hander, with a solitary slip, wide for a slip. Jean-Baptiste not happy with his approach, goes back to his mark. He's happy, I'm sure, that he's taken the scalp of Henry. He's looking to do further damage as he comes off a very quick run. And that's a nice looking shot. Really jumping across and playing with that shot. Mainly off the right leg, but gets it straight to cover. So it's a dot ball. Still 1 for 30. Simon not. And Jean-Baptiste is on his way. And that's helped down towards the long leg area. Short and badly lined. Probably was looking to hit it more square. It rushed onto him. Took the face of the bat to the top. So he's off the mark at 4. It's 34 for 1. 34 for 1. And we've had 3 overs completed.
Yes, Jean-Baptiste just unable to close the over Reds. Just straight down the leg side, and Simon really getting a free hit, so to speak. Didn't get the sort of contact that he would have wanted, but enough to evade the short fine leg fielder and down to the boundary for 4 valuable runs.
So Simon and Alexander trying to really put a score in the board. Simon, little innings of 18. He promised quite a lot. Looked in good shape. He was getting a fair amount of the bowling too. And he was playing shots and looking to turn the strike over. So it's going to be Simmons to bowl to Alexander. Will Alexander now take up the mantle as the more attacking partner now that Simon is coming to join him, but who knows what Simon's approach will be. That's hiked away and well over the rope. In fact, it hits the railing of the Johnson Charles stand, and that's short. And already he's done exactly that. He's pushed on to 14. That was really a wayward delivery, nicely put away, Greg.
Yes, no piece at all there. Just dropping this one shot, and Ollie Alexander getting into position very quickly. Reds 212-6, shocking the tournament over.
Left arm, good delivery. Choked him a bit. He was thinking of trying to draw away. So good comeback. Alexander's 14. These 2 of us, 1 for 18. So in his second over. In contrast, he's conceded over 6 as he moves into Alexander. Alexander slaps, well, certainly he was looking to slap that away, but seemed to take the inner parts of the bat and went back towards the bowler. Left arm over. There's Simmons. On a trot which is full of runs, but it does give a little bit of assistance to the bowler. Has some bounce, good carry to the keeper. It's very lively. Isn't a flat track. And for the stroke players, the ball will come onto the bat as he hits that over the head of the bowler. Will he bisect? No, he will not. And the beeping off running back picks it up. So 1 when initially we thought it might have just gone through the 2 men closing in. Had to settle for 1. He's 15. I don't settle for 1. He is 15. And we're in the 4th over. Got these 2 overs. 1 for 18. Simon's 4 overs, none for 7. He'll be happy of the 2. And it's going to be Simon, who is 4. He has just come in. Square leg is now going into a forward square leg position. And you've got a long on out. Steered away. Single is not there, going straight to cover. And a dot ball. So goes back to his mark. He's about to end over number 4. So after 4 over. They're striking around the 10 mark, which is good. 10.70 to be correct. That's short and beautiful shot. Nicely timed, laying onto the right leg and clipping it through backward point to the boundary for 4. So he's joined the party. He moves to 8. Alexander is 15. And that shot earned an applaud from you, Greg.
Yes, Reds, it was delightfully played there by Jason Simon. Simmons on this occasion just shot outside the Ostam and really just leaning into this one and just hitting it to the left of with Clovis at point down to the boundary for 4. So beautifully executed shot there.
The score goes up to 45 for 1. So laying a very good platform.
Hello, please come in the chat. Please come in the chat. Hello guys, how are you? तो कैसे हैं आप सभी लोग? तो मैच तो वैसे चलता रहेगा, पर थोड़ी बहुत बातें भी जरूरी है। तो 6 लाइव व्यूअर अपने लाइव स्ट्रीम पे है, सभी का मैं वेलकम करता हूँ। सभी से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि वीडियो को लाइक करो। अभी 4 लाइक हुए हैं, तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करो अपने। देखो, ये लगभग क्रिकेट जो का मैच है, ये सभी ने अपने यूट्यूब चैनल पे लगभग जो बंदों को पता है उन सभी ने अपना लाइव स्ट्रीम ऑन कर रखा है। बट जो भी अपने साथ जुड़े हैं उनका अपने वेलकम है। देखो, सभी का अलग अलग सिस्टम होता है, ठीक है। तो सभी भाइयों से मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है और सभी को ईद मुबारक। जो भी अपने इंडियंस हैं, अदर कंट्रीज जो भी है, अगर थोड़ा बहुत समझ पा रहे हैं मेरी लैंग्वेज को, तो सभी का मैं वेलकम करता हूँ। तो भाइयों, वीडियो को लाइक जरूर करिएगा, ठीक है। तो अभी जो अपना सिमोन, इसने 4 बॉल्स में 8 रन बनाए हैं, ठीक है। और अलेक्जेंडर ये है 11 बॉल में 15 रन। और ये पहली पारी है, और ये आपको बताऊं पहली पारी है CCP वर्सेस SCL का लाइव मैच है। 28वां मैच है, 28th मैच, ठीक है। और ये जो लीग है ST लुसिया T10 ब्लास्ट 2021, ठीक है। ये जो लीग है ये चल रही है। तो दोस्तों, सभी से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ मैं, वीडियो को लाइक करो और जितने भी हो सकते हैं वीडियो को शेयर करो, ठीक है। जो भी अपने देख रहे हैं नीचे कमेंट भी आप कर सकते हो। कमेंट करो, ताकि अगर कोई भी अपना लाइव व्यूअर अपने साथ जुड़े हुए, उनसे बातें करना भी थोड़ा सा ज़रूरी है। तो सभी से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि कमेंट भी ज़रूर करें। तो बाकी आप मैच का इंटरेस्ट लेते रहिए। मैच आपको दिखता रहेगा, चलता रहेगा जब तक ये मैच चल रहा है तब तक, ठीक है। और सब भाइयों, चलो मैं इसका ना जो commentary है वो कर देता हूँ।
Over 11. So managing their scoring well. Wickets in hand. How far will they get? It's Simon waiting for Leo to start to move in. He's almost there as he bowls. Leo hitting hard down the ground over the head. They wouldn't go into the boundary. 2 men through fieldsman 1. The long on position coming across as mid-off is running back, but they're back for the second run. 10 Simon, Alexander 16, and they've got 50 on the board with 9 wickets intact. Simon 11 hits that hard that will in fact not be stopped by anyone. Again, it's pitched up, but once you pitch it up, it can go in the area of the V. And on that occasion, he got a delivery pitched up and hit it very hard with strong right hand. He moves to 14. He's closing on Alexander, who's 16 and already. Greg, they've put up 24 on the board as partnership. It's 54 for 1.
Yes, good batting by these two.
That's It's short and no signal of a wide. Going over the shoulder. Went for the hook shot. Went for the hook shot, Simon. Chazelle seems to have a nice little batting lineup with a right and left-hander combination now, adding 24. And that's stripped away and will only be one. As it's stopped by the fieldsman, who is still sitting down from the stop, but he's hoping he's not hurt. We've had one already hurt. So 55 for one. 5 overs being completed, 15 and 16 respectively to Simon and Alexander. We'll have a change of commentator after the field changing very slowly over. They seem to be not in a hurry. Maybe someone is also going off. Greg, you can call it. Then it'll be Clivis Jones.
Yes, it appears that Leo looks like he's going off the field, but the Chazelle Claypots will be very happy with their position at the halfway stage. Some 55 for one with a rate of 11. They could continue at that rate and more. So with wickets in hand, they should be able to update the strike rate. They should get close to 120 Clivers.
A good position to be in for the Claypots as we see a change. Skipper Johnson Charles has given up the glove and to Noel Leo. And Noel Leo is a wicketkeeper as well. And he's taken up the ball from the players' pavilion end. It's Johnson Charles, right arm over the wicket to Simon, and this one is heading out towards the leg side. Simon comes off the pads out towards Jabatis at short fine leg, and they come through for one leg by Johnson Charles. Surprised at him bowling in this one, Greg?
Well, a bit surprised, but he seemed to be emulating Captain Darren Sammy. Captain Sammy bowled for the first time in the tournament, and he made an observation out of a few things that he's going to emulate, and it looked like this is one of those that he has emulated.
Let us hope he doesn't emulate Darren Sammy going for 17, and it would do well for the Claypots if he could emulate that sort of figure from Darren Sammy. But he started well, a leg by coming off his first delivery, a delivery that was pitched up, heading out towards leg stump, and just coming off the pads and a leg by taken. Charles is making some changes to his field. The mid-wicket comes in. He has a square leg on the boundary as well. Third man into the circle. Johnson Charles over the wicket to the left-handed Audie Alexander, and Audie Alexander gives him the charge and not timing it, and just plays this one back to the bowler along the ground. As Charles walks back to his mark. 56. The current run rate is 10.50, 56 for 1. The Claypots. Alexander on strike on 16. And this one is shot out towards his deep square leg. And the fielder comes around to his right. The return is not on target, but they only come through a 4-1. Alexander into position quickly and pulling this one out towards the deep mid-wicket area and getting one from it.
Yes, good work done there by Nixon Edmund on the mid-wicket boundary, coming across very quickly and rifling this one back to the keeper. Was not on target, but with his effort, he was able to restrict them to just 1 run.
He was quick in getting to the ball on this occasion, and Charles into Simon. Simon is playing this one out towards a short fine leg and just on the bounce. Maybe if Jean-Baptiste had dived forward, he could have gotten this one in. But on the bounce to Jean-Baptiste, a short fine leg, and they take a single. The score moves on to 58.
Yes, good rotation of the strike there by these two. Unable to get the boundaries, but they are not soaking up too many dot balls.
Sydney as Charles over the wicket again into Alexander. This one, the delivery is down the leg side, a signal wide by the umpire, and rightfully so. Johnson Charles, maybe the right hand left hand combination is putting a bit of strain on his skill set as a bowler.
Yes, normally does to the best of bowlers.
And Charles again comes around into left-handed Alexander, and this time he gets some baton to it and beats a fine leg inside the circle out towards the boundary. 4 more to Audie Alexander. He moves to 21, 63 for 1. The Choiseul Clayports, they continue to match along at a very healthy scoring rate.
Yes, for delivery there by Johnson Charles. This one just fired down the leg side, and Audie Alexander had all the time in the world to really free his arms and got some back to it and got it to the left of Cameron Charles. That shot fine leg, and there was always going to be 4.
Charles to bowl what should be his last delivery of the over into Alexander. This one is pitched up. Alexander pushes out towards the cover region and comes through for a quick single. The score moves on by 1, 64 for 1. 64 for 1 after 6. Audie Alexander is on 22 from 16. His partner Jason Simon is on 16 from 10. The current run rate is 10.67. So not a bad start for the Choiseul Clayports.
Yes, this sort of platform that they could really launch a good assault, so to speak, on the South Castries Lions, with 24 legal deliveries remaining and just a loss of 1 wicket. They could afford to start putting their foot on the accelerator.
And Jason Simon will be looking to do just that as Romario Simmons. He changes ends, and this time he's moving in from the commentary box end, and he will be bowling to Alexander. Alexander will really be looking to press on the gas now. He's on a 22. Left arm over the wicket to Alexander into the wind and beating the man on the square leg boundary for 6. Alexander helping himself to 6. A good shot there, Greg.
Yeah, good shot. Just getting into position very quickly. Simon shot on this occasion and good pull shot through the mid-wicket area. This one actually struck the wall and came back into the field, so you could see the sort of power that was generated by by Alexander.
Simmons left arm over the wicket again into Alexander, and this one looks even bigger. Alexander, and it's dancing. Oh, the field on the boundary makes a meal. There was elevation and into the wind. The wind held it back. The fielder saw it going over. It looks like it's Aaron Joseph, substitute fielder, makes a complete mess of it, and Alexander gets 4 more. The score moves on to 74 for 1.
Yes, Alexander this occasion looking to go to the wide mid-wicket.
And it's Simmons this occasion just trying to stay away from the arc of Audie Alexander. He's been hit for 2 boundaries. He's staying away from the arc of Audie Alexander. And of course, we're hearing that Johnson Charles was retained by the Barbados Pride for the CPL 2021 as Simmons bowls to Alexander outside off on a valiant effort from the fielder in the covers. Clovis in the covers, half stop there, and Cameron Charles brushing up, but not before Audie Alexander completing 2 runs. He moves to some 34. The score 77 for 1. A good shot there from Audie Alexander.
Yes, Audie Alexander certainly has changed gears, but great valiant effort there by with Clovis to have saved 2 runs.
And this one is a little bit too wide again from Romario Simmons. He's getting beaten all over. He puts it, if it's straight, it goes over the onside. If it's a little whiff on it, it goes through the offside. This time it's a little bit too wide, and a wide signal there. The score moves on by 1 to 78 as Simmons round the wicket to Alexander into the pads, and Alexander is in this one towards a deep backward square. He comes for 1, and that's all there will be. A single to Alexander. He moves on by 1. The score moves on by 1, but Alexander is really putting pressure on Romario Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons is really feeling the pressure. Cannot bowl a consistent line and length. certainly is under the caution, just what the doctor ordered, that they press the accelerator, and that they are doing in the 7th over.
Certainly doing so. And Simmons comes around the wicket to Simon this time. Simon picks him up out towards mid-wicket, and it's dropped right on the mid-wicket boundary. What a disaster for the South Castries Lions. Jason Simon given a life right into the field there, and he puts it down. It looks like it's Wendell Inglis. Substitute Wendell Inglis putting down Jason Simon. The score moves on to 81. Simon is on 18.
Yes, this one traveled very quickly, but Inglis did not have to move that much, straight in and straight out.
Simmons, it looks like Inglis has done some damage to himself, and the South Castries players are really under pressure today, injury plagued, and it's almost as if every time somebody touches the ball there's an injury for the South Castries Lions. We've seen Calendar go out, now Inglis is going out, and pressure for the South Castries Lions this afternoon.
Yes, it looked like they are really buckling on the pressure, literally.
And Wendell Inglis, the substitute, he's going out with some issues. Romario Simmons, he's bowled 1.5, none for 28. He still has one delivery to go, and they really been put under pressure in this final over by the partnership of Alexander and Simmons. 51-run partnership between the two, and Alexander is on 35 from 20. He's hit 3 4s and 2 6s. Jason Simon is on 18 from 11. He's hit 3 4s. So a good little partnership from the two, as Simon is this time he gets the middle, he gets the elevation, he gets the distance, and he hits Romario Simmons for a 6 to finish off his quarter. 2 overs, none for 34 for Romario Simmons.
Yes, Romario Simmons really came in for a bit of pounding there. Jason Simon choosing the same direction, but this time had the height, had the distance, and just this one just still over the head of Captain Johnson Charles into the boundary for 6. So certainly he came in for a bit of pounding. 34 of his 2 overs, and the Choiseul Clipboards have gone to 87. So they are getting closer to the 110, 120 mark that we suggest they may need.
And a good partnership from Simon and Alexander. Johnson Charles will continue from the Players Pavilion end, and he's bowling to left-handed Alexander. Alexander looking for that big heave over the offside, and missing it goes through to Leo. The score remains unchanged on 87 for 1. Alexander has now faced 21 balls. He's on 35. Charles moves in to Alexander, and Alexander is clearing his front leg and hitting out towards long on, and not getting the timing right, and come through for the second run. Good bit of running there from the Choiseul Clipboards.
Yeah, good aggressive running, but poor bit of feeling there from the fielder on the long on boundary, and Captain Johnson Charles is showing his disgust clearly with this sort of effort.
A partnership of 59 from 28 balls. Charles into Alexander, who's on 37, and this time a short finding the top edge. Leo settles under it and takes the catch. Alexander departs, but not before. Great contribution of 37. Valiant effort there from Alexander to push the score up towards the 100 mark.
Yes, he certainly has played a useful hand, some 37 of 22, and he was certainly getting a move on. Certainly a good wicket for the South Castries Lions, because he was really starting to change gears.
Very timely wicket for the South Castries Lions, and hoping to take back the scoring rate of the Choiseul Clipboards. But it might be a case of from the frying pan into the fire, as Vince Smith, we know, has the ability, comes in. Captain Vince Smith comes in to replace Audie Alexander, and it's just 1 point. It's really 2.3 overs to go. is it 1.3 overs to go, and really they will look to put pressure?
Yes, certainly the clay pots, there's no shortage of fire, one could say, in the pot. So certainly they are going to come hard in the remaining overs.
Simon, who's on strike, the batsman crossed while the ball was in the air. Simon on strike to Charles, and this one is a wide outside off, and Simon is playing it back down the ground, not in the direction he intended though, and the bowler feels that one. Smith had backed up a little too far, and he was in trouble, but Johnson Charles opted not to throw the ball on that occasion. Charles turns into Jason Simon, and slower delivery outside off stump, the good change-up from Johnson Charles.
Yes, he has been using the change-up deliveries to good effect. The previous delivery was also a change-up delivery.
And Johnson Charles he's bowled a very good spell in the context of the match. He's bowled 1.5, 1 for 10. Let's see if he can finish well. Moves into Jason Simon. Another change-up delivery. Finds the edge. High up in the air. Two fielders. It's Calendar who spills it. Oh my goodness, it's an easy chance, and Colina's Calendar just spills this one. Johnson Charles is very disappointed in this effort.
Very disappointed indeed, but poor technique really. He opted for the reverse cup, and the ball went away from him. So towards the end, he having to stretch his hands and really made a meal out of what should have been a regulation catch.
A very good over comes to an end from Johnson Charles. He bowled an excellent last over. There he went for just 11 runs from his 2 overs and taking the wicket of the dangerous Audie Alexander. And it will be Calendar who just spilled that catch in the last ball of the previous over. He will take up the attack from the media center end. The sun has disappeared, and the clouds seem to be forming, organizing themselves nicely in the distance. We're hoping that we can complete the second semi-finals without any rain interference today, as the Coalports, they've moved to some 90 for 2. Jason Simon, he's on 25 from 15. He's hit some 3 4s and 1 6. Vince Smith yet to face a ball in this encounter, and a Calendar, he will take up the attack from the media center end. He will be bowling to the right-handed Jason Simon. It's a Calendar left arm over the wicket to Simon wide, and Simon is picking this one from outside off stump out towards long on. Cameron Charles just takes 2 steps to his right, and he's in the way. A good bit of fielding back into the bowler. 1 run to the total. Simon moves to 26 regulars.
Yes, good knock there by Jason Simon. Some 26, as you said, from 16. But this last 2 overs, they would need somewhere close to 40 runs to get a really competitive score.
It's Calendar into Simon, into Smith, and edge found, top edge found, and this time Calendar is successful. Top edge found, well taken there by Leo, and this one was a lifting delivery, and Smith could not handle the bounce, and top edge found.
Yes, Calendar in his delivery in particular really put his shoulders into this one and just flew past the head of Vince Smith, really looking for the pull shot, but was never in control. Got a top edge, but smartly taken by the wicket keeper. Well-timed jump.
A well-timed jump by young Noel Leo, and Valange Saintange will replace his captain. Valange Saintange, he's not gotten a lot of strike in this tournament. The top order for Strazel, they've batted really well. So the middle order getting an opportunity to make a difference today.
Yes, the top order have batted well. The likes of Jason Simon, Junior Henry, and Audie Alexander. They've really done the bulk of the batting. But in this game, the middle order has to play a part.
And Saintange is in and just dabbing this one out towards a short backward point and coming through for a single, doing the right thing, giving the strike to Jason Simon. The score is 92 for 3. Valange Saintange, he's on 1, and Jason Simon, he's on 26 from 16. He will be facing up to Calendar, Colina's Calendar, who's bowled some 3 balls, 1 wicket for 2 runs. And his current rate is 10.82. Calendar into Simon's shot, and he hits him about the head. Jason Simon was late into the pull shot, and Calendar again putting his shoulder into it and getting some bounce, stiff bounce from Calendar.
Yes, Calendar can be very deceptive. He has a very slow run up, and this might really fool the batsman, but he certainly puts his shoulder at the point of delivery.
Calendar again into Simon over the wicket. Simon shot again. This time Simon middles it out towards the mid-wicket boundary into the Johnson Charleston. 6 runs. Simon waited for it. This one did not have the effort from Calendar, and Simon was into it and picked him up very, very early.
Yes, the short delivery, but was not the sort of effort ball that we saw in the previous delivery, and Jason Simon was more than happy to put bat to ball, and this one just sailed into the Johnson Charleston.
He's moved to 32. The Claypots has moved to 98 for 3, and the scoring rate has gotten an injection with that boundary. Calendar continues to Simon. 215 sixes so far in the tournament, and Simon again. This time he finds the fielder, but he's only able to parry it over the boundary for another 6 to Jason Simon. 100 comes up with that 6 from Simon.
Yes, bit of poor catching out there on the mid-wicket square leg boundary. Ball going straight through the hands of the fielder, really did not have to move. And the poor catching, the poor out cricket by the South Castries Lions continue. They really have gifted the Claypots 6 runs, and in the process Simon have gotten a life. So he had a chance to perhaps inflict some more damage in the last over, which would really get them to a competitive score with 104 on the board. Another 16 runs from this over that can well get them to 120, which would really make it a good competitive score for them.
Certainly so. A good finish from Xavier Gabriel is needed, and his record shows that he's bowled a very economical final over, and he bowls to Setange, and Setange is missing this ball. It goes through to Noel Leo, but Jason Simon very alert, and he comes through.
Yeah.
Oh, a bye signal there from the umpire.
If not, he would have been out.
He would have been out caught. A bye signal there by the umpire. Very belatedly, but bye nonetheless. 105 for free. Xavier Gabriel, he's bowled really throughout the matches that they've played the last over, and he's been very economical. He's hoping that he can be economical on this occasion. 105 on the board already with some 5 balls to go. And Jason Simon, he's at full speed now. He's in high gear and waiting for Xavier Gabriel. Johnson Charles making some adjustments to the field as Xavier Gabriel is asking a fine leg to come back into the circle. He's ready now. Jason Simon is ready. 5 balls to go. Gabriel into Simon. A slower delivery. Simon picks him up out towards square leg. 1-2 bounces and beats the fielder into the boundary. Romario Simmons cannot come across and stop it. And Jason Simon moves on by 4 to 42. He's into the 40s. 109 for free for the Choiseul Claypots. They're matching on now, Greg.
Yes, attempted slower delivery there by Xavier Gabriel, but only serving Jason Simon a low full toss on the pad, which he gleefully put away for 4.
And Gabriel into Simon, and Simon is just pushing this one out towards a short fine leg. Jabatis comes around to his left, and not before he comes through for that single. 1 more to the total. 110 is up for the Choiseul Claypots, and it's game on really from here on in. With 3 balls to go, they will look to see if they can get to 120, put some pressure on the South Castries Lions.
Yes, anything now would be serious bonus runs they are looking at.
It's Gabriel into Setange. Setange giving him the charge, pulling out towards a wider long on, and he comes around and they come through for 2 more. So good aggressive running there from Jason Simon. You would think he didn't even go down there and come back. He did so quickly.
Yes, sign of a fit man. Yes, good aggressive run in there. Every run is needed. Every run could count.
at the end. 112 for 3. Satan is on 3. He's a 3 from 3. Gabriel into Satange. 1 point for none for 23. Short pitch delivery. Satange picks him up out towards mid wicket and not timing it very well. And again, Simon has finished a run and 2 runs. And Satange is still, it's almost as if both batsmen heading in the same direction. Simon is really lightning between the wickets.
Very quick indeed. By the time he comes to the second run, Sengal is about 3/4 way coming down for his second. So good run in between these two.
Gabriel into Satange, last ball of the inning, shot and right through to the wicketkeeper. The umpire thinks it's a legal delivery, and the innings come to a close. 114 for 3. Jason Simon finishes on 43 not out. Balange Satange, he finishes on 5 from 5, and 114 for 3. Extras 11. Game on from here on in from the perspective of the Choiseul Clippers.
Yes, good batting effort there by the Choiseul Clippers. They were very consistent in the scoring, and to end up with 114 with a rate of 11.4. They could very much be satisfied with this sort of effort. But notwithstanding, the Johnson Charles who really the X factor for the South Castries Lions.
We can take a quick look at how the Choiseul Clippers got to that 114. Junior Henry and Audie Alexander, very good opening partnership from them. Again, this opening pair, arguably one can say they've been the best in the tournament so far. But you have the likes of Mervyn Wells and Shelvin Charles also doing very well with the bat for their team. But Henry and Alexander, Henry 18 from just 10 balls. He was the aggressor. Alexander was playing a supporting role until Henry departed. Alexander, once Henry departed, he took charge at 37 from 23. But Jason Simon, he batted really, really well coming in.
Yes, but he was sort of lucky to have given 2 chances. But fortune favors the brave, and I guess today was his day, and he made it count.
He did make it count. 43 from 21. The captain, Vince Smith, was unable to do any damage today. He got a good ball from Calendar. Calendar bowled a deceptive length as well, and got a good ball from Calendar through to the wicketkeeper Leo for no score. A balanced setter came in. He really did not hit those long boundaries that we expected, but he turned over the strike, and Jason Simon really pushed Valance Satange for him to get this 5. Let's look at the bowling figures for the Lions. Daniel Jean-Baptiste, 6 dot balls from his 2 overs, 1 wicket for 18. A very good yorker to dismiss Junior Henry, Daniel Jean-Baptiste. So he did his job. Xavier Gabriel in the last over really went for some 10 runs. He finished on 2 overs for 25. One could say that's his most expensive spell in the tournament, you know. He bowled only 2 dot balls. So really the Clayports had a plan for him, it seems. Romario Simmons, he took a beating today. Romario Simmons, 3 dot balls from his 2 overs, but he went for 34. Romario Simmons. Leo, he went out with an injury after his 1 over. He went for 10. Johnson Charles, he, for me, was the pick of the bowlers for the South Castries Lions. He bowled 2 overs, 1 for 11, and Calendar 2 overs, 1 over, 1 for 14. So that's the bowling for the South Castries Lions. So they have 114 to get, and we'll just take a bit of the highlights from the South Castries Lions. Jean-Baptiste into the pads of Junior Henry early. Junior Henry helping himself, just whipping this one out towards the whitish long one for a 4. Wide outside of stump. Jean-Baptiste, Junior Henry taking heavy toll and capitalizing on that. 4 more. Xavier Gabriel into Alexander driving, peeling off the outside edge and into the boundary. 4 more to Alexander. Henry. Gabriel to Henry and guiding this one past a diving slip and into the boundary. 4 runs to Henry, living dangerously there, but reaping the benefits, as they say. Henry this time just turning this one out towards the backward square. 4 more runs, 30 without loss. Daniel Jabatis completely upended Junior Henry with this Yorker and pegged back the off stump. 1 down. Jason Simon comes in and he was helping himself. This one top edging past the keeper and a short fine leg in the circle for 4. Audie Alexander continuing his business. Once Henry departed, he was into his stride and hitting this one for 6. Romario Simmons, a heavy toll was taken on him. Good shot there from Jason Simon. Just rocked onto the back foot and playing this one to deep backward square for 4. Siobhan Leo wide and into the arc of Simon, taken back over his head for another boundary. Johnson Charles came in down the leg side, 2 wide down the leg side, and just being helped there by Alexander past a diving short fine leg and 4 more. Romario Simmons, he came in for some pounding as Alexander took a heavy toll on Romario Simmons. Alexander into his stride and flowing now. This one completely misjudged by young Aaron Joseph. Romario Simmons suffering again at the hands of Alexander. This time Jason Simon gets into the business and Wendell English dropping a real easy chance there on the boundary. Unfortunate for Romario Simmons, and Jason Simon doing the repeat this time, going well clear of the fielder on the boundary. Johnson Charles came on and the top edge taken. Audie Alexander looking for that big hit out towards mid-wicket, and Leo getting into the business. Simon getting another life again. This time Colinas Calendar spilling it, an easy chance. Vince Smith came in. Calendar bowling the 9th and top edging to Leo, who takes a fine catch at jumping, timing his jump to perfection, but Simon was not over yet. He picked up a Calendar over square leg 6. 215-6. Simon again into his stride, picking up Calendar this time through the fielder's hands and just being helped over the boundary, almost like a set in volleyball. And Jason Simon dealing with the attempted slower ball from Xavier Gabriel, and they finish on 114 for 3. A good score from the Strazel Claypots and putting South Castries Lions under real pressure. The umpires are out, Greg Wilson, and we have 114 for 3, 115 to get for the South Castries. The X Factor will really have to come to the party. We'll take some comments from you, and then we'll hear from Reds Pereira to take us through the first 5 overs of the defense of 114.
Yes, the X Factor you made mention of would definitely be the captain, Johnson Charles. If he remains for any lengthy period of time, then we're certainly going to have a good match. But if he goes early, I'm almost certain that the South Castries Lions may struggle a bit. They would have to rely on the middle order, the batting of Xavier Gabriel and Colinas Calendar to perhaps build them out again.
Well, he's got 175 runs for this competition. Last time this was played, he got 310 runs. He's got 2 possible innings to get still, but don't let's get ahead of ourselves. The big question here, Greg, is the score put on the board good enough? It's not a bad score, but have they maybe got enough to really get the South Castries side under that.
With the bowling lineup, they have Reds. They're capable of restricting South Castries below the 115 that is required. But as I didn't get a lot, would ride on the performance of Johnson Charles. If Johnson Charles remains there for the duration of the 10 overs, you could bet your bottom dollar that they said South Castries Lions will win the game.
There was just one game where I think he went for 15, and they still managed to put together a pretty good score. They had some batting deep later.
Yes, there was the game. Yes, as you did indicate, he failed in one of the innings, and they were still able to get over the score of 100.
So Alexander again in good form, and again we had Simon getting 18. It was good batting performance. They scored at 11.5. And we're going to have St. Rose starting. Johnson Charles, who's already left the gloves. Maybe we can just repeat what he's done with the ball after this delivery. St. Rose rushes into Charles. Charles gets the ball down the leg side. He came in and bowled some medium pace and picked up what?
1 for 12.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a bad effort.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of variation. It really took off the pace of the ball. So perhaps the Cole Potts should take a page from his book and perhaps take the pace off for him as well.
Yes. So, keeper standing back, no slip for Charles. With this delivery, is turning it neatly away, almost bisecting the fine leg and the square leg, but had to settle for a single. So not off the mark with a possible boundary. Most batsmen like charge in a shorter format would like to start with a glorious boundary. But he is key, but he's not the only batsman. Other people have been picked to bat and they must bat. But we had a nice collection of contribution from the Cole Potts. St. Rose, small, lively, and taken very low, looking to square drive that. Looking to square drive Colvis. Could not believe that was moving to his left, the catcher. And they're celebrating the departure of Colvis, who was gone with only 2 runs on the board. So St. Rose will be pretty happy with that, but I think he's really got to buy the catcher a drink.
Yes, Clovis can consider himself Reds a bit unlucky. That one really came up the middle of the bat and flew to Captain Smith at short the point region there, and on the second attempt he was able to hold on to it. So good start to the innings there for the Social Cole Potts in the dismissal of Wayne Clovis.
So 2 for 1. Just what the Cole Potts boys would have required. They would have preferred to see the back of Charles other than Clovis, but take what you get. No slip being brought in. There's a mid-wicket way out, mid-on. Mid-wicket in the circle, fine leg, mid-off, mid-on, extra cover, backward point, lifting delivery, legal delivery. Lively bit of effort here by St. Rose.
Yes, small one in stature, Reds, but he's able to get the ball past the chest of Cornelius Calendar, who's perhaps about, I would say, 6'2", 6'3" thereabout.
Rose back to his mark. 1 for 2 off 3, you'll be happy with that. as he goes once more outside the off stump. Callender lets it go. So another dot ball recorded by Roland Cox. So we can look forward to the South African tour of St. Lucia. 2 test matches starting on the 10th of June. The West Indies squad to be announced and to come and have a camp here, St. Rose Bowls, as he covers up and gets a single. A bit of a misfield, but he was playing the shot and virtually running. So once his partner had responded, as he stared that down to a white third man. And the third run is appearing on the board. So Charles is 1, Callender is 1, and St. Rose, short, about 5'4" or thereabouts, but really running in and bowling with good pace, and that's nicely cut away, nicely played away, using his hands very nicely. Not a lot of power, but more placement. Beautiful hands. Charles is 5, Callender is 1. And the over is completed. And after 1 over, they're 7 for 1. And Rose has picked up 1 for 7.
Yes, it was all hand-eye coordination, not so much foot movement. Very little foot movement. But St. Rose on this occasion just slightly outside the off stump, and Jensen Charles just striking it, just bisecting the fielders into the vacant cover boundary for 4.
So Charles will be a non-striker. Callender is keeping the strike. He's 1. St. George is going to come into the attack from the far end. Keep it standing up so you know what he's going to bowl. He's going to bowl spin. Going to get some bunks. How much turn, I do not know. Long on, right back, mid-wicket right back, left arm spin, and almost hit in the off stump while looking to play back to left armer who bowls a lot of arm balls. They got a single dangerous shot, 8 for 1, and Greggy needs to rethink if he is going to play that again.
Yes, really living dangerously. Fortunate enough that did not clip the off stump.
What will be approach of Charles? St. George goes in, he turns it away easily, quietly. A single. They'll be happy to give Charles singles so he loses the strike. They want to keep him away from the strike as often as possible. It's Callender in strike, and the big appeal for the leg before. Worth a shout, no doubt, by the bowler. But he's had a couple of good matches, St. George.
Yes, he has bowled well throughout the tournament.
He bowls his delivery again. Coming into the batsman, he was able to pull the left leg back and did well. Did well enough to beat the mid-wicket. I don't think the mid-wicket, no, was too far away. I thought that he just might have not picked it up early. So important runs there. Callender, who moves to 5. The dodge ball once more, and again, choked up by a delivery that followed him. And he had to play back and out in the offside. Johnson Charles in 6. His partner Callender is on 5. It's 13 for 1. So Dodge is in, and this delivery goes down the track and bowl him. Well, stump, I think, will be the official record in Roland Cox's scorebook. But didn't seem to be all that happy, although he did get a boundary. He was looking to play against the ball coming in, and that ended up to be his downfall. 13 for 2, and he has gone for 5 well bowled.
Yes, advancing down the wickets, calling